All right, everybody, Small Town Cop here again. Been a while since I did a little video, so I wanted to do an update of my theory for patrol officers and guys who are having to buy their own gear. If you had $1,000 budget, would I go with the Holosun 403R still, or spend majority of that money on a T2? Wow, I'm holding this in my hand. I can definitely feel the weight of the mount difference. Not that either one of these is the optics themselves are practically the exact same weight, but that American Defense mount versus the ScalarWorks, yeah, it makes a difference. Sidebar, that doesn't change anything. Would I still go with the Holosun? And again, I say patrol rifle. Guys buying their own gear. Whether you're a civilian or a cop or whatever, I would still say, not using night vision. Like, you don't have the option to run nods. Like, you're not in possession of PPVS 14 yet. I intend to get one this year. That's my goal. I was going to do a suppressor, but I might be moving, so I don't want to put the money down for a suppressor, and then, oh, hey, I'm relocating and I don't know if I'll have to do the paperwork again or what. I just don't want to deal with that crap yet until I'm making sure I'm here for another year, because that might be how long it takes to get it. But if I am not using night vision, I'm doing patrol work stuff, I'm a cop, I'm a civilian, whatever, because civilians absolutely own all the same gear that cops and military guys do, from night vision, thermal. I have thermal, whatever. We should all own the same gear. I even think that flashbangs should be legal for civilians. I think a lot of crap should be legal for civilians. Body armor, the whole gambit, even full auto. I just think full auto is kind of useless. I mean, as a guy who trains people to use full auto, you still didn't use full auto. Your first switch was to single shot, because switching it all the way back to a giggle switch, hard to control. And I love how movies always have everyone just blast and everything in full auto. That's just the stupidest thing. Burn through magazines like crazy. But back on point. Would I still choose this? And why would I not choose this? This is a relatively economical optic. I would still go with, I mean, I might even nowadays go with something more nicer than this. This is like a $150 optic. That gives me a lot of money for that $1,000 budget to train with. I could have a stockpile of duty ammo and a stockpile of practice ammo, which you all should have too. I would still go with something like this over getting this one again, because of one simple thing: magnification. Whether you run a 5, what is it? The newest one from SIG, that's a real nice one, as the SIG Romeo 4T Pro, or a Holosun 515. I might go with either one of those. Those are about the same price as this. The Holosun's a little bit cheaper than this. I think the SIG is either this price or slightly more than Aimpoint, but from what I'm understanding from other guys who have those optics, is that what is his name? Obi-Wan Nairobi, the guy from Africa, the SAS guy, he was running a SIG 4T Pro on his rifle, not an Aimpoint. This shows you that the quality that SIG has in their red dot line. I mean, this is a SIG magnifier, so I trust their optics. I would still say either a nicer Holosun or the SIG be a great option. And from my understanding, the SIG gives you basically everything this does now. Like, this might be overpriced for what it does nowadays. Now, granted, it's still just bomb-proof, but from my understanding, so is a SIG. I mean, if guys are willing to jump out of airplanes with it, I think it should be pretty good. But for us who aren't jumping out of airplanes, most we'll do is jump out of a car. Man, this thing's going to do everything for you. whether you go for the Holosun or the primary arms or whatever, one of these is going to do great for you. And again, the reason I choose this over this, this is pretty good night vision from my understanding. I looked through all these when I had those cheap little NVGs, and you can see that this isn't very good, but I mean, you really, because of that, the quality of that particular NVG, I don't think it's a good way to judge any of these. That's why it was a boxing up video. But yeah, this takes up a lot of rail space. I like to run mine right about here. If you know your rifle setup is strictly for 100 yards and in, sure, this is great. Like when I get my 300 blackout upper, I will run this on there because I don't intend, it'll be a 7.5 inch upper. I don't intend to shoot that at distance. But I'm of the school of thought where if you're gonna run a rifle and treat it like a rifle, not like a PDW, it should have the ability to be magnified. Whether you're running a red dot or the little scope, the primary arms PA5, Micro 5X, you always want to be able to see. And even with this $150 optic, when this $400 magnifier, that still would, if I that $1,000 budget would still give me a lot of practice ammo. Versus just this gives me even more, but this gives me a capability that is it's just amazing what you can do with a magnifier and a red dot. You throw in one of those that have the ACSS reticle in there, and you've got something near this, but this is still slightly better, slightly, and it's also going to be lighter. I mean, this is one optic that does this versus it takes two optics to do what this thing does. So take that as you want. But yeah, I would still choose something like a mid-tier red dot, unless I know I've got a PVS 14 or I'm going to be using a PVS 14 with this setup, because this is not going to work with the PVS 14. It's going to be too big. Whereas this is wonderful. And this is pretty good too. But if I'm a patrol guy and I'm going to be basically using this for white light or daytime shooting, man, just save yourself the money and get the practice in. Get one of these, or again, Holosun 515, SIG 4T Pro, or the XT Pro. I don't like the one that runs the AAA battery because all my other optics run the 2032. So if I ever jump to the SIG, I want to stick with this. And I don't think there's supposed to be a difference in quality between the battery choices, but I am not interested in, changing out this optic right now, so I don't care. But that's just my thoughts. I hope you guys understand why I would not still choose this or even this on a certain budget, because being able to throw a magnifier behind it and being able to reach out further, see further, and have the rail space and a lighter package than this offers, you just can't beat that. And there is no discernible difference in the daytime between these two. Unless you are backlit in just the right angle, you might see a reflection a little more in this than that. But that is like extremely specific circumstances. But yeah, that's just my opinion still. I would, if those guys who ask, you're not wrong to want to run something like this, or the primary arms push button, or the primary arms 25. I don't see really the point of the 25. It looks cool, but with that big old housing, it defeats its purpose of being a bigger window. But that's what I got for today. Get out there and train. Remember, cost of gear is second to being able to train with said gear.